So in this video, we're going to cover example 2 from section 9.4. So what's going on here is that now we're adding in the concept of having a vertical translation. You see that with the plus or minus the number on the outside over here. And so if we have a vertical translation, that's going to change the midline, and it will not change the amplitude, but it will just change where your max and min are. So, and then if we have a phase shift or a horizontal translation, that's called a phase shift. So you will see it in here by adding or subtracting a number inside the parentheses. That'll be a horizontal translation left or right, and that's called a phase shift, which we will see. So that will shift where your graph starts, you know, when you think about sine starting at the midline versus cosine starting above. So let's see what that happens as we continue here. Okay. So here, let's start. I like to describe my transformations first because it gives me a really good view of what my graph is going to look like. So starting with my transformations, remember that we begin by talking about any left or right movement, which there is none. So we move on to stretches. So there is a vertical stretch by 2. That's the 2 on the outside. That's what that's doing. There is a horizontal stretch by 1/2. So that's going to affect our period. I'm sorry, stretch by 2 because we have to do the reciprocal. And then there's a vertical translation down 1. Okay, so let's start looking at what that does. So the first thing is it's going to move our midline down 1. So I'm going to continue with the highlighting like we did in the last video. Now notice that this graph paper is marked for you. I switched the graph paper when we needed more room or less room. So you'll see the other graph paper most often. This one just looks a little bit different. So your midline's down to -1, so that's why I drew it there. We'll go ahead and write that down. Equation of the midline is y equals -1. Okay, now your amplitude is your vertical stretch. Your vertical stretch was 2, so the amplitude's 2. So your max line, where it's going to hit your maximum, is going to be at 1. So I'm just going to highlight that. And then down 2 from the midline is -3. So let's highlight that. So I got a little wonky, sorry. All right, so like I said, the highlighted lines don't have to be there. It's just something to help you. Okay, so now the period. The period is, remember, you take 2 pi divided by your b value. So 2 pi divided by 1/2 is the same as 2 pi times 1/2. It's 4 pi, which makes sense because if there's a horizontal stretch, your period should be longer. So it's twice as long as it was, which is 4 pi. Now the phase shift is a left or right movement, and if we don't have any, we just put none. Okay, so if there's no left or right movement, then cosine still starts at 0 in the upward position. So in this case, it's going to start up here at 1. I guess we better talk about our critical points real quick. So critical points, remember we take our period divided by 4. So we're going to have critical points, sorry, that's 4, every pi, because 4 pi divided by 4 is pi. So that means we start up at 0, and then it's going to hit the midline at pi. It's going to hit its minimum at 2 pi, back to the midline at 3 pi, and the maximum at 4 pi. So this one's really stretched out. So then continue your pattern back here, hit the midline at pi, minimum at 2 pi, back to the midline at, oops, not on the midline there, back to the midline at -3 pi, and then -4 pi back up to the max. Now we're drawing our curve. I find the stretch out ones for some reason harder to get a good curve on. Might get a little flat. All right, don't forget your arrows on the end, okay? We've got to indicate that they're continuing on. And that's what that looks like. Let's try another one together. Okay, so example 2b. Let's start with our transformations. Remember, we start, when we write these out, remember we have our HSRV abbreviation, so horizontal translations first. So it moved to the right pi, so it did have a phase shift. So the phase shift was right pi. That's going to change kind of where it starts. I'll show you what that means in just a second. Okay, then it had a vertical stretch by 3/2, which is the same as 1.5. So that changes our amplitude to 3/2 or 1.5. However you want to think about it. And then it also had a vertical translation up 3. So that changed our midline to y equals 3. And then our period, it did not have a horizontal stretch or shrink, so our period's still 2 pi. And that means our critical points, this is not really part of it that has to be done, but it helps me out a lot, are every 2 pi divided by 4, so which means it's every pi over 2. Okay, so let's highlight our stuff. So our midline, we're highlighting at, let me see here, y equals 3. So we're right here. All right, and then our amplitude is 1.5. So we need a line up 1.5, so that's going to be at 4.5. All right, and then down 1.5, and so that's going to be at, it's actually at 1.5. Sorry, let's get a little crazy. Okay, so sine normally starts on the midline, but it was moved right pi. So where it starts is not on the midline here at 0, 3. It starts on the midline over at pi 3. So that shift to the right changes where it begins. So it begins right here. And then remember that sine, if it hasn't had a reflection, then goes up, and then back to the midline, and then down, back to the midline. So remember, it goes every pi over 2. So this is a little hard to see, but these lines are every pi over 2. It goes pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and so on. So they are actually spaced perfectly for what our needs are. So we're going to continue our pattern. And keep in mind that if it said a period is every 2 pi, so from pi to 3 pi, it should have completed exactly 1 period, which it did. So then we'll continue it on. And then we will also just go ahead and continue our pattern back here. This one worked out really nicely with the spacing. Sometimes I have to think a little bit harder about them, but this one was not too bad. Okay, and then you're just going to go ahead and draw it in. And that is all we have to do. All right, if you'd like to try this monitoring progress, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video so I can complete it. You try it and then come back and see how you did. All right, and here's the solution to monitoring progress, number 1. Okay, so here on example 3a, we have a reflection that's going to be a little bit different, but that is okay, so let's just see what it does. So first, let's start with our transformations. So I have, let's see, a transformation I'm moving to the right, pi over 2. So that's a phase shift. Right and left movements are phase shifts. Okay, and then I had a vertical stretch by 2. Because remember, you think of it by your positive number outside, so the amplitude is 2. And let's see, I also had a horizontal stretch by 3/2, because remember, you take the reciprocal. So if you notice right in here, this is, switch to my mouse. This right here, this 2/3 factored out. If it wasn't already factored out, I would have to factor it out to see the correct movement. So sometimes I will see it like this. Oops. -2 sine, and it'd be 2/3 theta, and then it'd be minus pi over 3. And if I see it like that, I'd actually have to factor out the 2/3, but they already had I've already factored out the 2/3 for me. Okay, so a horizontal stretch by 3/2, and then let's see, that negative in front is a reflection over the x-axis. So like where sine normally goes up like that, when it reflects, it's going to come down first and then up. So it's going to switch its direction. Okay, and let's see here. So our period is going to be 2 pi divided by 2/3, which ends up being times by 3 over 2. And it ends up being, let's see here, 3 pi is what our period is. Then our equation of the midline is so y equals 0 because there is no shift up or down. And the critical points, remember, are every period divided by 4, so every 3 pi over 4. Okay, so that might be kind of interesting here. So let's just go ahead. This one, we're definitely going to take some effort in setting up our graph. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. So if I still have an equation of my midline at 0, let's go ahead and highlight that. This is an example where just highlighting the midline and the max and the min free up our brain to focus on a more complicated phase shift and like spacing. That just kind of help us out a little bit. So our amplitude is 2, so up 2 and then -2. All right, so sine starts on the midline. That doesn't change even with the reflection, and so it moved right pi over 2. So it starts right pi over 2, so we're here. Okay, so we're going to have to think about this. So what I did on mine, I had to do a little math on this one. So I knew that the spacing would be after pi over 2, it'd be plus another 3 pi over 4. So I think of this as 2 pi over 4, that's the same as pi over 2. So where the next point should be is at 5 pi, over 4. Okay, so where that is, that's just after pi and then another fourth of it. So it should be right here. This is where 5 pi over 4 is. Keep in mind, because of the reflection, it needs to go down first. Okay, then it's going to be another at 5 pi over 4. It's going to be another 3 pi over 4. All right, that puts me at 8 pi over 4. So the next point is 2 pi. So that's where it hits the middle. And from there, you kind of get a feel for your spacing. So now I'm like, okay, the next one should be here. The next one should be right here, and so on. That just helps me kind of figure out my spacing. So like back a box and a half, and it should hit the max. Back a box and a half, it should hit the midline. And so if you're just real careful on your spacing at first, then you can just kind of follow your pattern, which is pretty nice. But at first, you have to be really careful to make sure you haven't messed it up. Oops, sorry. All right, let me scoot this over. And then a box and a half. Okay. My curve kind of stunk there, but we've got this. All right. And that would be my graph. Okay, let's go look at example 3b. It's also, kind of complicated like this. So let's look at what we've got. We have no right or left movement, so no phase shift. So I'm going to put none. Let's see here. We had a vertical stretch of 2. All right, and so that's going to change my amplitude. We had a horizontal shrink by 1/4. And that's going to change my period. I take the 2 pi divided by 4, so now my period is every pi over 2. The, let's see, I had a reflection over the x-axis. Since it's cosine, that's going to change where it begins. And then the equation of the midline moved because it was a vertical translation down 1. So the equation of the midline is y equals -1. And then if our period is, let's see here, pi over 2, then do that divided by 4 times 1/4. Critical points every pi over 8. All right, so let's highlight what we got here. So our midline is at -1. I'm going to come back and mark that I'm going by ones here. So there's -1. Our amplitude was 2, so it needs to go up to 1 and down to -3. We should go ahead and mark that we're going by ones here. You have to mark what your scale is. You can't just have me assume. It has to be marked. Okay, so now cosine normally starts up, but with the reflection, it's going to start down. So when there's no phase shift, it starts down. And then every pi over 8, it's going to hit one of its critical points. So that would be, this is pi over 4. So pi over 8 would be right in here. I'm just going to hit its max, and then the midline, and its minimum. So you see it completes one cycle or one period within from 0 to pi over 2. Okay, so now let's go ahead and finish this up real quick. So this is where having the highlighted points is really going to come in handy. So that I can just quickly get this on here. Okay, whoops, that's a hot mess. We better fix that. Hold on one second, I'll get this done. Okay, and that's what that graph looks like. It's not my best. It's way easier on paper than on one of these boards, but that is the general part of it. Okay, if you'd like to try the monitoring progress number 2, if you need the practice, go ahead and try it, and then I'll come back on with your solution in just a minute. Okay, and here's the solution of monitoring progress 2. Note that to get this to fit on the graph, I did go by 2s, and so that you see the top line is at 1, and the minimum is at -5. The midline is at -2.